Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me in today's video. So as you guys can tell by the title, as usual, today I'm going to be showing you guys my brow routine. Now I haven't done a brow routine in a while and I feel like the one that I have uploaded is very outdated, so I figured why not do one today. You know, my face is bare, all that stuff. So yeah, let's just hop into this video. I'm going to be using my Benefit Brow in the shade number 5. There's nothing in here right now because yeah, that's the situation. So yeah, let's just hop into this video and let's start filling in the brows. So to fill in my brows, I like to use this angled brow brush. This is actually really old and this is from Beautique. This is the liner slash brow brush. And this is fairly cheap, fairly affordable, and it's lasted me quite a long time, so I really enjoy using this to fill in my brows. I'm gonna zoom you guys in so you guys can see what I'm doing just a little bit better. My skin is a little red because obviously I like to pick my face, so I apologize guys. So I'm gonna pick up some product on my brush. And then what I'm going to do is, I generally don't do this on a day-to-day basis, but you can kind of brush through your brows just to see where you want to sort of outline. And of course, the day I decide to film a brow tutorial, I have a little itty-bitty guy right there. Wonderful. So what I'm going to do is, I'm first going to outline the bottom of my brow. I don't start right at the front of my brow. I kind of just start just slightly further in because I want to create a gradient at the front. And if you mess up, we're going to clean up with concealer later on. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but it's just a guide to fill in the rest of the brow. Picking up a little bit more product, and I'm going to start on the top of my brow. As you guys can see, when I first place down the product, I don't start right at the front of the brow. I kind of start further in. And then I'm also going to follow my hairline on the top of my brow. I have very sparse hair on the top of my brow, so yeah, it's a struggle. And then also as I'm filling it in, I just fill in those sparse areas. And then filling in the tail of my brow and making sure the line we made at the bottom meets up with the top. And then I don't pick up any more product. Whatever's left on my brush now, I'm just going to go and brush that through my entire brow. And I kind of just have the brush sort of this ways as I'm working it in. And then when I get to the front, I turn it that way. And I just sort of fade the product towards the front, creating a very gradient-esque sort of brow, if that makes sense. And again, if you need to, you can just take a brow brush and brush it through. And that is pretty much how I fill in the one brow. So this is my everyday sort of template that I use, and it does really help to have hair on the top. And this is my struggle brow, to be honest. I've struggled a lot with this brow, but I've just like let my brows just grow out and just let the hair grow wherever it needs to grow, and then just kind of shape my brow around where the hair is growing, if that makes sense. But yeah, we all eventually find a happy medium with our brows, and some of us are really blessed and some of us struggle, like myself. So I'm gonna move on to the next brow. And you'll see that with this brow, I initially used to over pluck in this section right here. Let me just brush it up so you guys can see right here. So I have small baby hairs kind of filling that spot up. And using the same sort of principle, I'm just going to follow my bottom brow line or brow hairline, if that makes sense. I literally always struggle with this brow. As you guys can see, it's a struggle party always. It's never as crisp and clean as this one. So with regards to like the bottom of my brow, I kind of like a smooth curve, and the top of my brow I kind of like a more angled sort of brow situation. I find that this is what works for me, so yeah, you're just gonna have to work with what God gave you guys. So again, I'm picking up more product and starting on the top of the brow and working my way towards the arch and the tail. Once again, I'm following my brow hairline. Also, if you guys have really dark eyebrows like I do, go for a dark brown rather than a black brown. I find that black browns don't really look natural on my brows. It kind of makes me look like an Angry Bird. You guys know Red from Angry Birds, the movie? Yeah, it looks hella dark. So always use brown. I know it looks a bit harsh on my face right now because I have no other makeup on, but once the rest of your makeup is on, using a dark brown you'll find is so much better than using a black or black brown. Some people are still out here using black. I'm here to educate you. Baby doll, don't use black, use dark brown. You'll thank me later. Okay, so to clean the bottom of my brows, I'm going to go in with my Allego Pro Conceal in the shade Medium Beige, and I'm just going to squeeze a little bit on the back of my hand, just because I can kind of control the product from the back of my hand, if that makes sense. And then I'm going to be taking a flat sort of definer brush. This is the BH Cosmetics brush. This is from the Stippling, the Duo Fiber Stippling set. And I'm just going to pick some concealer up on the brush and just carefully carve out the bottom of my brow. And then doing the same thing on this side. Paying close attention to where I'm putting that concealer, since this is the struggle brow. Also, you want to make sure that your brows are on the same sort of level. So what I like to do is I like to just drag my concealer across to the other eyebrow, just to make sure they sort of like more or less on the same height. I mean, brows are sisters, not twins, so naturally you might not have brows that are straight like that, but it really makes the world of a difference. Next, moving on to a concealer that is sort of my shade, or you guys can go in with your foundation. I'm going to be using my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the shade Fawn. Again, squeezing some in the back of my hand. You guys can use the applicator. I just find that sometimes the applicator might have too much product on and then it becomes a little bit of a mission, especially because you're cleaning up the top of the brow. So yeah, and then using the same brush, just sort of wiping off any excess of that lighter concealer and then picking up the concealer that's my shade, and I'm just going to start above the brow. So I'm literally like dispensing the product above the brow, and then I kind of work my way down closer to the brow and just sort of use whatever product is left to just almost like hug the brow, if that makes sense. I am going to go ahead, finish off the rest of my makeup, and then I'm going to be back to show you guys how I set my brows and what I set them with. Alrighty, so to finish off the brows, I like to go in with my Benefit Ready Set Brow to just set my brows into place. Now, this is probably like the best brow gel I have ever tried. I know it's pricey, you guys, but trust me, it is probably one of the best brow gels ever. And what I do is I just brush my hairs up and to the side. And it also just like separates the hairs and makes your brows look like really nice. So that is pretty much it for my brow routine. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope that it was helpful to all you girls out there who want to fill in your brows and you're not really sure how to and all that jazz. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to slay all day every day with and without makeup, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye. Mwah.